In this video, I'm going to be giving you a full hands-on look at what it's like to use the Apple Vision Pro, from the basics of its controls to what it's like manipulating the augmented reality space that it creates. Let's go. Apple Vision Pro is basically a computer that you put on your face. It's powered by Apple's computer class M series chips, and it creates an interactive 3D space that you navigate through to do different things while still allowing you to exist in the outside world. The way controlling it works is that it uses a combination of tracking your eye movements and your hand movements to execute different actions that are reminiscent of a touchscreen or a trackpad, in my opinion. Wherever your eyes look is where the focus or mouse cursor like target is, and to select that spot, or in a sense left click, you close your thumb and index fingers together. To press and hold something, you close your fingers together and you keep them closed until you complete your gesture. Doing this allows you to drag items around, adjust sliders, and other things like that. It goes even further, allowing you to use both of your hands in different apps and situations to pinch to zoom or similar things. All of this is being tracked by the cameras on the Vision Pro. It works pretty well even in dimly lit situations, and with your hands pretty low and close to your body, so you don't always need to extend them. Stay tuned because I am going to do a live demo of everything very soon in this video, so keep watching until then. But the next thing I want to explain is how physically moving around in real life works and impacts the experience. The Vision Pro allows you to see the outside world. It uses head tracking to understand your movements and allow the software to function accordingly based on how you move. Basically, you have a full 360-degree space where you can place anything you're doing in that space. And in this space, you can resize them, you can move them up and down, and the Vision Pro will remember where everything is, even if you turn it off or take the headset off. In terms of walking around or moving from one spot to another, if you walk too far away from where you were, then it will make your workspace shift or disappear. But it's raised to bring everything back and recenter it around your head. You can just push down the crown dial and everything will appear again. The cool thing is that even if you leave a room and then walk back into that room, Vision Pro will remember where everything is in the room. For using it in a moving vehicle, you need to activate travel mode so that it keeps the window locked in space. Otherwise, they will get left behind as the vehicle moves forward. Alright, so now I'm screen recording, and wherever my eyes go, you can see it being lit up. That is what is being selected. So if I go to search and bring up the keyboard, so now I'm moving the keyboard with my hands. You can see the video as I'm doing it. If I'm gonna look at A, boom, I'm gonna look at B. So wherever you look is what is gonna be selected. So you're using your eyes as a mouse, and then you basically click your fingers or close your fingers to select. So let's say I want to type Jamal, J-A-M-A-L, Jamal, easy like that. And what's cool about it is that it might feel kind of weird, but it's low-key not that bad. Like in terms of actually typing, you can get to a decent speed. I can see a road where you master typing with your eyes on this thing, be able to just boom, 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 type out full sentences, or, you know, just interact with the software very easily, because the way that they set it up is just, it makes so much sense and it is pretty easy to use and adapt to. So like if I want to grab the keyboard, just look at the bar, close my fingers, and then I can drag it and put it wherever. And it feels as responsive. I mean, obviously my hand is moving in the real world, but everything that is happening inside the goggles that you see with the software, it feels as responsive as a touchscreen, maybe even a little bit more responsive than some touchscreens. So the software, the tracking of the cameras, everything just works really well, which is why I said I believe in it. So go to the home screen, you put your hand out like this, and then you press that button, and then boom, now you're in the home screen. For me, it kind of looks like a PS Vita home screen, you know, with the bubbles and stuff like that, maybe the exact layout. And you can tap and hold them and drag them to move them around. Then on the left side, you have people to show your FaceTime. You can go to your apps and then environments. So you can download different environments and turn that on, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna download Mount Hood and I'm gonna show you exactly how that looks. So boom, now I'm in Mount Hood right now. You'll see on the screen, it's actually really, really cool. And I can turn it up so that it's fully immersive. So I can literally turn around and walk. And like, you might not get a full representation of it in the video, but like, this is actually so sick. And you can see your hands. Like, I was not a believer of VR stuff, but now after this, I am, low-key, in terms of like how well it can work and how immersive it can feel. And then, so now let me bring up an app. So I'm gonna bring up LumaFusion, and now I'm video editing outside. Fidelity of it looks good too, like the grass, the rocks, the water, everything looks really cool. So you can adjust the window size if you look at the corner, and then you can pull it to make it bigger, smaller. And then you can also grab the bottom and bring it closer to your face like this, or put it far away and it's huge in the distance, like over the water, as you can see. So that is really cool. And now video editing on on this in LumaFusion. So how LumaFusion works with these controls is basically use your eyes to interact with stuff. And it's kind of exactly how you would imagine it to work with these kind of controls. So if you look at the timeline and grab, you can scrub through the timeline as you would on an iPad or an iPhone. And then to expand the timeline, you go with both fingers, both hands, you grab, and then you can pinch to zoom in and out. Really cool. And it works decently well. So now cutting through stuff, because that's mainly what I do with a lot of these videos that I make. You just line it up, look at the scissors, grab the timeline and drag it, line it up again, and then grab that clip, and then trash can, and boom. That's a lot of the video editing workflow on the Vision Pro. And then if you want to like edit like this, you can as well by looking at the edge and then grabbing it and then adjusting the size. It's really not bad at all. Once you master these controls, this could actually be pretty decent. You can also change the aspect ratio of the app as well. So now it's in vertical orientation, kind of like on your iPhone, and then put it back. And yeah, I mean, that's how these windows work. And you can also open a lot of windows as well. So bring up the home screen, say I want to bring up Safari, boom, get Safari out here, put Safari over there. Boom, let me grab App Store, put App Store over there. Then, you know, let's get messages. Boom, I'm messaging my wife now. Make it small, make it big, whatever. I'll probably make it, you know, a little bit smaller. I can put this right here. And then you see how it has like the shadow too, which is kind of cool. Yeah, this is Vision Pro. Like the software is really intuitive, works really well. And I don't know, I'm a fan. I think this is really well executed, way better than I thought it would be. Controls are super responsive. The only thing that I would say about the software is that it's kind of limited in the sense of like your freedom you can do with the sizes and stuff. I mean, that's just like iPad OS and how iPad OS handles like your floating windows and, you know, Stage Manager. So it's kind of similar limitations in terms of the shape and size that you can make the windows and stuff, but nonetheless, you still have a lot of flexibility and capability. Like this is a full website, full web browser I'm looking up. You can see in the camera, and it's very easy to interact with the web page. Like wherever you look is what you do. So now let's bring it down. And what we can try is going to Google to see if the Google suite will work on this web browser. So I'm already logged in, scroll through this. Let me go to Google Docs. Boom, and just like it would on a computer, you have Google Docs running. I want to select the text. So this is, you're seeing this first time. I'm trying to figure out how to actually interact with the web page, because this is something you might have to do, right? Okay, I want to select that text. So do I press and hold? Okay, now that, let me see. Select the text. So it's kind of hard to interact with something like this. It's very small on the screen. All right, what I can do is just undo. Now we're back to the start. So let me try and type a full sentence now. Okay, this. Let me see. Oh, it's not even, it's missing inputs. Interesting. I, S, space, I, S, space, and so boom. This is a video about the Vision Pro. It's not gonna be easy at first. Of course, I would still need to learn this, get used to it, but that's kind of an idea of it. And then you can also use voice to text. So I'm recording a video with the Vision Pro, and this is me using voice to text, seeing how well it works. And it did nothing, so that's kind of funny. Oh, okay, there you go. So I guess it just needed some time to process it. I'm recording a video pro, and this is me using voice to text, seeing how well it works. So not super accurate. Let's try this in Apple's apps now, like native apps. So we'll go to notes. All right, let's create a new note. And then let's also change the shape of this. You can also pop out this view as well, so that it's just the text view and not like the side over here. A, P, P, L, E, space, V, I, S, I, O, N, space, I, S, space, C, O, O, L. You can see these mistakes firsthand, live experience. So now let's use voice to text, see if it's any better in the native app versus in Safari and Google. So I'm recording a video with the Apple Vision Pro, and I'm trying to see how well voice to text actually works, period. This device is really cool, but it definitely takes some time to get used to it and get accustomed to how the controls work, using your eyes as a mouse and your hands as the left click essentially. Okay, boom, so let's read that. So I'm recording a video with the Apple Vision Pro and I'm trying to see how well voice to text actually works. This device is really cool, but it definitely takes some time to get used to it and get accustomed to how the controls work using your eyes as a mouse and your hands as the left click, essentially. It really works. So let me turn off the environment so I can see where the camera is. And yeah, I mean, that's basically your Vision Pro experience. I showed you a lot of it with the virtual reality background, but this is it inside my office where you can see everything. So I can put the windows all around my office and, you know, essentially have unlimited space in, you know, this VR world and also in your own environment as well. So I can sit at my desk and have a huge monitor. I can have multiple monitors. I can also have something on top so I can look up like a timer and then boom, I can set a timer for like 15 minutes. So I can start that. I can move the timer like literally up here on the ceiling. So now I can be working with the Vision Pro keyboard, all that stuff, then look up to see the timer if I wanted to. You know, that's just an example of how you can apply all these different things. And you can also take the timer, put it behind you. So the space that you are using and interacting with, the headset remembers it in real time. And these things are fixed in space. Unless you start walking, then it will have to readjust. And how you recenter is basically just holding this button right here and it will recenter things, or you press it and if it disappears and they'll come back. Using the dial button, you can use it to scroll through your environment and make it more immersive so that you're fully in that environment, or you can come back to reality. You have the volume scroller and then you press this to go home as well. The one on the left side is basically to take pictures. So you can literally use the Vision Pro as a camera to take 3D pictures. And then you can also record video as well. So I can press this button. Now I'm recording video. This is video coming from the Vision Pro. And yeah, I mean, such a cool experience, to be honest. So how mirroring your Mac screen works is literally you can have your Mac somewhere near the Vision Pro, and then you look away, you're doing stuff on the Vision Pro, you look at your Mac, look down. Okay, so the button shows up and then you just press connect and boom, the screen turns off and now I have my Mac on my Vision Pro. And the fidelity is actually really good. It looks like a really nice screen through the goggles, and you can make it bigger obviously and work. So I have my keyboard and trackpad down here and I'm literally using my Mac on this huge screen against the wall. Super sick. So like a setup like this, you're kind of stationary, but you can bring your laptop and the Vision wherever you go, as long as your AirPlay can reach. So like in your house and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. And it kind of helps, like I said, you can make the screen huge. Let's say you're video editing. So if I go into Final Cut Pro and now boom, I can move this screen and make it big against the wall. And like now I have this huge display for video editing, which is kind of cool. You see the timeline and it's also very smooth. The only thing is the audio from your Mac won't go to the Vision speakers, which is kind of weak. Yeah, there's no option for it, unfortunately. But like if you're wearing Bluetooth headphones, then you can easily wear that with the Vision Pro and then video edit on this huge screen. I think it's really cool. Like if you're FaceTiming people, messaging, watching anime, whatever it is, you can multitask with all those different kinds of apps on the Vision Pro while using your desktop Mac or your laptop Mac through the goggles, through the Vision Pro itself. I'm marrying my phone screen to the Vision Pro with AirPlay. Right now, I'm actually playing a game and I have it expanded very big on the Vision Pro, which is really cool as well. And this might just be game changing. Like use your fingers to play, but look at the big screen on the Vision Pro. Let's see how the latency is though. This isn't a newer iPhone, so obviously it's not gonna have the best performance. It definitely feels like very, very usable, to be honest. So I'm playing the game while looking at the Vision Pro screen. You just have to kind of memorize where the controls are. But yeah, this is pretty sick, bro. So now you're not limited to just playing games on the Vision Pro itself. Whatever is available in the App Store, you can actually play full iPhone games, which has like actual console games nowadays and emulation and stuff on the Vision Pro with this huge screen. Then you can also play games on your Mac as well. Yeah, this is really cool, I can't lie. And then if I swipe up, go back home, it is just my iPhone. And this is the iPhone XS as well, so it's nothing crazy. You see, this is what it looks like. So screen mirroring only works on one device at a time, so you cannot screen mirror from the MacBook and the iPhone at the same time. You can only choose one or the other, which is unfortunate, but it is still cool that you can screen mirror from both these devices to your Vision Pro. So you can effectively use two devices in one with the Vision Pro on your eyes. One of my favorite aspects of Vision Pro is the fact that you can really bring it anywhere. It is a computer with its own screen, its own battery, its own speakers, and a keyboard and mouse equivalent. Considering that it can connect to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth devices, You can really travel with this device and work off of it or consume movies, videos, and play video games anywhere you go. The fact that you can turn anywhere into a calm serenity is really amazing to me, especially because of how immersive it actually feels while being able to open any window and do whatever you want. But yeah, that's all for now. This was my hands-on review and look at actually using the Vision Pro. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We out. Peace.